Welcome to my channel, Leather Rokk here. And I want to talk to you about some things. But first of all, Happy New Year. And I know you want to say hello to somebody. Oh, look at what I have here, my sweetheart. He was asleep. This is my tabby boy. Say Happy New Year to people. You know, we've got people all over the world that like to watch my videos, and it's because they want to see what you're up to. And this is my sleeping beauty kitty. See, when you were good, you didn't run away. But I figured let me show you everybody to you soon so you don't run away because you like to do that. You like to make yourself scarce, don't you? Yeah, you do. Mwah. So come with me while I show you something. Oh, I want to show you another ring that I bought for myself. What do you think? This ring, I don't think the finish is going to stay on this for very long. If it's anything like the titanium nose rings that I've had, sometimes these finishes are just like a real cheap electroplate. But I thought it was really spectacular in that you just don't see metals really with this color normally in jewelry, aside from exotic body piercings and things. But the stone inside it is amethyst. Supposedly, you never really know what you're getting with Wish, but that's not really the purpose of this video. And you can go underneath my bed. I don't care, Tabby boy. I'm really not trying to steal you right now. I'm starting to rethink whether that's a good place for me to keep my shoes. So, follow me. Oh, follow me. Because I want to... Did I put that where I thought it was? No, I bet I didn't. Follow me again. Oh, here it is. Here is what I wanted to show you. You know what? Why don't I bring it in the kitchen? Here's what I really wanted to show you. I decided to go raiding my garden. I don't mean my indoor garden. I mean the outside garden. And, okay, let's hope this isn't wet. So, don't you know, and what I've been really hankering for. Hi, Char. How you doing? Tabby boy says hello. I've been really jonesing for kale, and I've been wondering if the people who actually were growing it were checking up on it. And you know what? It looked like nobody'd been there in like a month and a half since the last time I went there. So look at what I got. Most of them are pretty small, but I got, and I love kale. Kale is so good for you, and it is so tasty. And one thing I have never made yet, and I've seen recipes for it. I'm sure I have them saved. I cut out recipes. Or I've never made or eaten kale chips. And I know you can go and spend a lot of money for chintzy little bags of them. I noticed the 7-Elevens where I live, some of them sell these really upscale chips, brands that I never heard of or that I now know of now, but they're just obscenely high prices for these really small bags that weigh nothing. Some of them purport to be with healthy ingredients such as kale and other vegetables. But for the price, maybe if you live in Beverly Hills and you're making $1 million a picture or something, then you can afford such things. But, you know, that said, I'm only jealous because I can't afford them. But really, look at all this kale. And I just grabbed it and put it in this bag. And what's in this? I did something stupid. The same day that I went and found my mailbox key, I lost it again. And it's somewhere in this damn house. And it's really infuriating, especially when you're not the only one in the house that's waiting on mail and things. One thing, the stimulus check thing is not going to be affected by my not being able to find where the key is. My mother's getting hers, and my brother's getting his. However, he's getting his, but she gets direct deposit, so she's getting his. Anyway, this is the kale. I gotta set this aside someplace. I deliberately didn't organize these things because I knew that I wanted to show off these things on video. So, but I want to put this someplace where they're not going to get messed up. I guess I could put them on the stove. I also wanted to get a bunch of rosemary. Not only do I cook with it a lot, rosemary is wonderful in chicken. Rosemary's great with pork. Rosemary's great with beef. Rosemary's great with fish. Rosemary, I can't think of any vegetables that rosemary's not great for, as long as they're savory things you're making. But I was also thinking that if I go and pick some extra rosemary from the garden, and maybe if any of my friends are coming by to visit and they like cooking herbs, they can take some too. So I wasn't just thinking of myself. Nom, 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 nom. And more kale. Kale, I noticed you can get different kind of flavors out of kale. If you pick kale and you leave it sit for a while in your refrigerator, it will get tougher and its flavor will get stronger. But I also heard that when it's outside and it gets exposed to some freezes, that also intensifies the flavor. But it doesn't make it any less edible. Mm. Mm. It actually has a bit of a bit of a cologne kind of a spice to it, smell. And I know that's not because of anything less than garden variety that's in here. Rosemary. And I do want to put the rosemary next to other things that look similar. Rosemary looks kind of similar to lavender, and thyme looks kind of similar also. They all grow kind of as evergreen herbs, which is why they're still standing while so much of the garden is totally destroyed. Like where the tomato plants were, that's totally gone. Where the squash plants were, even those big leaves are totally shriveled. And the farmers took the big residue, the plants that were remaining, and they took them away and they composted them. I was also able to find two kinds of parsley. This is a kind of parsley that looks so much like celery, and you can get two different kinds of flavors out of this. You can get one kind of flavor out of the stalks, which really do have a celery-like flavor, and then you get a different flavor when you chop the leaves. You can shred them, you can dry these, you can also cut them up and freeze them. You can chop up both parts of this and freeze them, and that's definitely what we've done. And they're wonderful for soups. Any use that you would use for parsley, you can use them. And I almost wonder if they're not a cross between celery and parsley. I really don't know. I don't know whether they were grown by seed, which is how I usually grow my plants, or whether people bought plants. To me, buying plants from a nursery is cheating. If you're going to be a gardener, if you're really going to be a person who grows plants, grow plants. So get the seeds somehow, buy them or find them somehow. You can collect seeds in the wild, but grow them by seed if you really are a gardener, if you really are a farmer. Otherwise, to me, it's just cheating. Anybody can go and buy a plant and pay too much money for it. And if you don't screw up with the watering and the sunlight and stuff, you should be okay. And if you don't screw up in the unpotting, you don't damage the roots and things. But grow a plant all the way from a seed, considering that even if the plant is a desert kind of plant in its adulthood, all seedlings need a lot of moisture and a lot of tending. So if you can grow a plant from seed, then you can grow things. There are some herbs and some vegetables that I have not yet been successful with growing by seed. Broccoli is one. Cauliflower is another. It's bedeviled me. I don't know what it is. I couldn't even get the seeds to sprout. So, and that's just going to be that that's kind of a thorn in my side. It took me 6 years in a row of trying to grow cantaloupe before I finally was successful. Unfortunately, I wasn't successful until after my father died, and that was one of his favorite fruits. But while with cantaloupes, or just like other melons, you have to usually have a raised bed, and which I did. Even though most of my other plants, when I was at the time, were in big pots that I moved around a backyard area. Isn't this a cute little kale leaf? Isn't that adorable? It almost makes you want to make a little miniature Christmas tree out of it. And this is sage. I have a lot of sage. That's so easy to dry. And then I notice when it's dry and you crumble it, it gets that fluffy texture, which is just exactly what they call rubbed sage that you can buy. McCormick and different companies sell little tins for however many dollars. It's easy to grow, and it doesn't die when you start getting your frosts and your freezes. And we've had lots of freezing lately. These things here, this is not kale. This is another kind of parsley. This is more of a traditional parsley that people have in their garnishes when they go out to eat. And most people waste, but I always ate mine. It's a natural breath freshener. Of course, if I had thought about it, you could save it and bring it home and use it to cook with. Can't believe the things people waste. You get less of a messy background this way. More, I guess this is baby kale. This is more that parsley. I think I need to stick them in a jar of water and they'll revive. I had them out in this bag for over a day. I thought would have just been easier to set these aside so that I could do this video. And then after I've already done the video, then I have separate places where I dry these. And I dry them in paper for a couple of weeks before I put them in a jar of some kind. Mm. But I definitely recommend any herbs that look very similar before they're dried. You really shouldn't keep them all together. I would definitely separate them. Because if they are hard to tell apart when they're still moist, when they dry out, they'll look even more alike. And then that'll be problematic when you're cooking herbs. You want to know what you're dealing with. Oh, I got a bunch of those little red peppers. Usually peppers that are small like this tend to be really hot, but I tried some in ramen noodles a couple weeks ago and they weren't hot at all. But I don't know why the farmers didn't pick a whole bunch of them. There were so many left on the branches. I just grabbed a bunch of them. I figured if worse came to worse, at least I would have the seeds for them. Now I have a plant growing in the front grow room that I'm not sure if it's a sweet pepper or a hot pepper, but you know what? It might be something entirely different. I'm starting to think it might be from a lemon or a lime or an orange. It might be a citrus seedling. And that would be funny if that was the case. I don't know if it would ever be possible to grow a citrus tree big enough to grow fruit indoors. I really don't. I mean, how could you possibly get enough light? But that said, I heard that when they flower, the flowers have a quite amazing fragrance. And that would be, imagine filling your home with the smell of citrus flowers opening up from a plant that was growing in your house. I'm sure there's people that don't need to imagine that. There's probably people in Florida, in California, that's what their life is like. Of course, I don't know how you would do it organically. I understand that it's very, very hard to grow those things and have a decent crop and keep the insects away. And yet, if you're going to be drinking the juice from those, would you want insects? I mean, would you want insecticides? I sure wouldn't. I've only been an organic gardener. That's all. That's what I believe in. I'm really against poisons. The only time I'm okay with poisons is indoors within the confines of a pest control thing. There are some things, some situations that are absolutely dire and you need professional help, like with bed bugs and with roaches. And in those cases, hey, poison the sons of bitches. But other than that, I really do not believe in using poisons for uh, either, or especially, yeah, for plants. I just, why do that when there are so many organic things available? There are natural ways of dealing with bugs, even using larvae of other predators and things, or companion planting certain kinds of fruits and vegetables that go well with your crops and also have benefits keeping predatory insects away. Cassie, oh my goodness, somebody's here. You want to see? Want to see somebody pretty? Oh, look who's here. I got Cassie. I got a pretty little girl. Yes, I do. You a good girl? Are you a good girl? You want to show off my garden? Good stuff in my garden? Do you like this stuff? Mmm. I think this is time. I have time for you. Mmm. But I got some other things I want to show you. So you should come with me. But actually, first, I should put this someplace else. Where I had it before was too warm. You don't want to keep your vegetables that really should be put in a refrigerator. Should not be put in warm places like over gas pilot lights and stuff. You come with me? You gonna come with me? You come with me, Cassie girl. You come with me, pretty little fuzzy. You come with me and you be good. Oh, because if you're not good, I'm gonna tell the world how bad you are. Oh boy, look who's here. That's my Cassie girl. Oh yes, there we go. It's my Cassie girl. Look at this baby. Oh my baby. I'm gonna set you down here. And she's got cat hair all over my lipstick. So let's see some ripe tomatoes, shall we? This place is looking so messy because this is where I'm hanging up so many outfits and things. Okay. Oh. You see that? Red tomato. Oh boy. And Cassie, you better be good. And there's some more red tomatoes. I don't know how I'm gonna show this. Okay. Do you see where my hands are right here? There's 2 tomatoes here. I hate breaking things off, but you know what? There's one I broke off. And there's another one that my mother has been asking about. the last tomato that got red here, I waited a little bit too long to pick it, and it was really cracked. And she ended up putting it in spaghetti sauce. So you can see here, I have 2 tomatoes, organic, I grew from seed. And let me show you status update on the rest of I'm not going to show you anything illegal here. All I have is totally legal, so YouTube, get off my ass. These are almost all tomato plants here. I think the lentils may have died off. This is my lettuce right here. I still have not eaten that yet. The lettuce, I aim to take the little leaves and I'm going to put them in ramen noodles. But I'm waiting on the flowers to open up. I want to show you guys the flowers. These have yellow flowers. I don't want water to be dripping down onto wherever. Okay, Cassie, I'm opening the door. You can go if you want. Okay. Okay. Oh, I was going to go in and show off the tomatoes to somebody else, but they are having a conversation, so. And yeah, I was hoping that this would be a good time for me to do this live stream. It's not too late, so more people can watch before your bedtime. I want to set this down. So now I want to talk about one of the things that I like to do on those rare days when I don't have any real serious responsibilities, when, like, okay, when I go back on Facebook, I will figure out who you are and I will add you back, JB. So one of the things I do on those rare days when I I'm not stressed out about making my YouTube content and stuff, and I don't have to my pressure's off as far as my day job things. I like to go through my wardrobe and I like to put outfits together so that I have things lined up when I have chances to do things. So a lot of times the opportunities that fall in my life happen kind of last minute, and even though probably anything I put together people would think would look good, I still like to take real time and effort into putting outfits together. So anyway, I wanted to show some few things that I discovered. One of the things is about suit wearing, and I really like menswear, and I keep on finding, especially when I didn't have white shirts to wear underneath, I figured out that if I wore this shirt underneath as the shirt for this suit, this tie seems like the best tie to go with it because it picks up the brown tones in this unusual colored shirt. And this is what I call my birthday suit. I got this on my birthday a year ago. And these are the trousers that go with the suit. To me, a suit's not a suit unless the blazer matches the trousers. So, another thing I was thinking of, take this tie off here. This shirt here seems to also be an exact match for this dress. I haven't worn this dress yet. I'm planning on probably wearing it sometime this month. And this dress is a mini dress. It fits me the length I like. But since it's the winter time, it might behoove me to have something to cover my arms. So, and this shirt I've had quite a long time. I got this when I still lived in Hollywood, and I love it. It fits me well. It's not oversized. It's got this unusual, almost tie-dye look to it. It's usually a shirt that I wear with red, but it doesn't need to be worn with red. And this color is definitely unusual. A little on the neutral side, but not totally. And it's different. And I was thinking for those occasions where I would need 3 or 4 clothes changes, and one of them would be a suit. Sometimes three-piece suits you can really have fun with, especially in you're joking around with people and they like to make comments where I'm going to introduce you to my attorney or something. Then if you actually have a three-piece suit, you can kind of mess with people's heads and stuff. And it just, I don't know, if in the right circumstances, I think that that can be fun. And business suits are so unexpected when women are wearing them. And I know that whenever I wear a three-piece suit, it really it's usually it's that's what I always do when I get called for jury duty. I break out the suit. So anyway, I love this shirt, and when I got this recently, I thought that these are you can't get a closer color match than that. So, and of course, I just threw the blazer down, and that wasn't too smart. And I just pulled the plug, and I'm going to put it back. So, this I'm going to show you. I love, 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 love this. Didn't I just put this pin on, even though Christmas is over. Some people still celebrate Christmas on the 6th of January. I believe that might be Russian Orthodox Christmas or something. So I got this jacket and couldn't find it's such an unusual pattern and an unusual bunch of colors, and I couldn't find something to really go with it aside from off-white. And well, I have this blouse underneath here that I don't really wear too much because it really is too big for me, but I love the detail on this. And the back, and it says MASTAL. I'll show you the tag. Made in Korea, 100% polyester, but I really love it. And I'm thinking if I wear it underneath a blazer, then it'll seem more form-fitting than it is. And now, this is where I was thinking, say I'm in a situation where I needed to have 3 or 4 outfits. And say I wanted to possibly consider a suit for one of those days. So one of the things I could do is I could make a suit outfit using this as the blazer. And then for the trousers, I have these pants. And I really don't love trousers, and I really don't wear them much, but I've had these for a long time, and I'm thinking I could make an outfit from them. The only thing is this kind of makes it kind of ghetto to me when you have a logo that big and that obnoxious. That's kind of like I don't want to have an image like I just stepped out of a rap video, okay? And I know that makes it a lot less formal. But you can't deny what a close color match that is for the blazer. I'll show it to you again. This is so close. Now, I was thinking with, okay, I'm going to put the pants back, but I was thinking this blazer and this blouse, and then underneath this skirt. And if you look at the very edge of the hemline of the skirt, you could see that it's yellow. And since most of the blouse will be covered by the blazer, I was not planning on having it open. I believe that would work. Normally, I wouldn't think of wearing white and ecru together. But if you consider that this would be, I would have it buttoned. And I have stockings to go with the skirt outfit. Since the white would have to be an off-white, I would think, for this, and since this is not even the brightest of whites, I knew that I had to go with more of an ecru kind of a white. And so for stockings, I'm using these. These are so old. They used to have feet in them, but I cut the feet off when the feet got holes in them. And since they have yellowed nicely, they will totally go with that and the blazer. So, and what I'm using to put some of these outfits, I'm using a rice bag. I think rice bags make really great luggage. Maybe not the kind of luggage when you need something really, really, really small to fit underneath a plane seat or something. But I'm not into flying, so I don't have to worry about that stuff. But on the subject of flying, I wanted to show a piece of luggage that I do have. It's just the cutest little thing that I actually found in a neighbor's trash like 4 years ago. And this was before they put the gate next door to deal with all the miscreancy and things. And this I have covered with bumper stickers and different things. But one of the things, when I first got it, I was going to use it to store my big makeup palettes. But then I got to thinking, why can't I use this as luggage? Um, it's the only thing is, I think it is for children. It doesn't have a long enough of a telescoping thing so that when you're carrying it, when you're dragging it rather, you've got to really kind of go down a little bit. But other than that, I think it was quite a score. And since luggage can be used for lots of reasons besides just luggage can be of use to help to organize your things. And I've been really on an organization kick. I'm sure a lot of people are with this pandemic and things. And I'm also organizing partly because I know that I'm going to be having to be ready when time comes that we can find a place to move into. And also because of my downsizing and things. One of the things that I also would like to do, since I now have the convenience of having so many of my clothes shoes up off the floor and up on that caddy. One of the things I would like to do is do the same thing with my purses. I initially had this thing from Avon that holds a whole bunch of purses, has all these different loops that you put your purses in and then hangs them up. And the thing is, I had them up for a while, but because of where I had it hanging up, it made it so that I couldn't get access to some of my other things. And plus, I didn't think it looked really good on video. But that said, I cannot find my purses when I need them because they're all in this big lump, in this big storage bucket. And I can't see them. And in order to dig through, then it's easy to knock them on the floor and get them dirty and stuff. So I really think I should revisit that hanger and maybe put it in the other room. Then it'll be so much easier for me to select things for when I go out. That's another thing, is that I don't go out all that much, so it's not as necessary. But normally when I am used to when COVID is not a thing and we are able to travel and things, and I'm going out a lot more places, and then I am changing my purses all the time. That said, I really do like the tote bag style, even in casinos. I never used to carry tote bags in casinos, but I find that that's really the thing. They're so convenient. You never know when you need the convenience. Sometimes you even want to be able to ball up your outerwear and stash it in a big roomy bag. And if you carry around notebooks and things, they really do come in handy. Another thing I want to mention on this live stream is I don't normally do New Year's resolutions anymore, but I have been doing the yearly assess your life and think of what you wish you'd done, what you'd like to start doing, what you're ashamed of, what you're proud of, kind of thing. And one of the things that I'm ashamed of is so many people during this pandemic started new good habits and did different things. And I wish I could say that I used the pandemic time for me to work on myself more in areas that I hadn't been previously doing. But one of the things that I have been thinking a lot about, my 2020, I wish I had been writing like I had been when I lived in California and like when I travel and I'm living more of an exciting life. And I miss my writing so much. I miss the just the way you can get really detailed into documenting your memories. The last time I was writing with any consistency on the East Coast, other than when I would be traveling, would be when I was going to the nightclubs a lot. But in my defense, being that I am a YouTube content creator, so much of my life I do document on video and also with the social media. So it's not like I'm not recording my memories. Plus, with the calendars, I write a lot of details about my life on calendars. And those are always very useful when it comes to reconstructing memories, like when you miss journaling for a while and you get back into it and you want to reconstruct any given month or any given week, they that comes in handy. So since it's now 2021, I have decided that I miss my writing and I am a happier person when I am keeping that a part of my life. So I am going to continue doing the video content creating that I've been doing. That's not going to change, but I am going to reincorporate the writing into my life. I miss it. I feel it's very necessary to create the document of the life that one's lived, and the video is not enough. I need to go back into the writing. Plus, with the writing, the poetry comes back and all the other things, but especially the documenting of one's life and writing down the memories. Journaling is such a satisfying thing, a practice to have. It helps with one's self-analysis. It also is just great so that you can have the memories and know that you can't forget them, since you can't, once something is written down, it's safe. So that's something that I definitely want to redo. Oh, there's something else I want to show you. I was still toying with the idea of it's not too late for Christmas wear, and if I had a chance or a reason to be breaking out that suit, here is a novelty Christmas tie. It's not real fancy, but I was thinking that it was more likely to go with some of the outfits, some of the colors that I might be likely wearing early this month. But that said, I don't know if I'm really going to get a chance to wear it or not. It This Christmas thing, after like the 7th or 8th, it's probably going to be too late and it's not going to seem timely. But I have it if the opportunity does present itself. Uh, and I guess I can safely put this away in the Christmas trunk. I got the pictures with Cassie and I got the pictures with Tabby Boy. Oh, I have another Christmas scarf for the cats. I found it earlier today I thought there were two of these, but this is the only one that can be found. And this goes on. Well, this actually, Ace wore it, and sometimes Tabby Boar wore it. But I wish I could have found that when I was trying to get. I wanted to get both cats each wearing a Christmas thing, but I still want to get a cute little smaller dress so that I can have his and her outfits for next year. Let's go in the kitchen. Maybe some kitties are there. I want to talk to you about some more Christmas stuff anyway. Who is that? Oh, I hear you. I hear a pussycat. This tree looks nothing like it was when I first decorated it. The red thing, after Cassie knocked it over, I just didn't see the point to trying to recreate it how it was. The tree kept on falling over because the weight was too much on one side, and the floor sloping a little bit down. It was really hard to keep it upright. So anyway, this is an important little part of our family, and my mother got this book, came along with it. This is the real Dr. Seuss book. My mother said that she got it all for $5. It was missing another thing, like a Viewmaster reel, or no, it was missing a cassette tape that was just the voice of somebody reading the book. So it was missing that, so she got a deal. And this, I think I showed on the first Christmas series of this year. I never did hang this up. This used to be the on the there's a door, the front door, and then there's another door before at the base of the stairwell, so the cats can't get caught in the stairwell. Anyway, that's usually where this would have gone if I thought to put it on. And this might not seem Christmassy, but I thought it really belonged with our decor this year. I just thought we needed some kind of traditional American something. Oh, Cassie. Where's my Cassie? Oh, my Cassie girl. Look who I am. Oh, look who I am. I am my Cassie girl. Oh, I am my Cassie. Well, you complaining. Don't complain. Oh, who's this pretty girl? Oh. Mm. Mm. My baby. Oh, no. Why are you complaining? What's the matter? This bell is older than I am, okay? Sleepy kitty. Cassie. Okay. Well, anything else that I have to say? I don't want to get in trouble with the YouTube gods, but that said, the cannabis gods have smiled upon me, and I'm about to put a little something in the grinder, and I'm about to inhale after I close this. It's time for me to grab myself something to eat. Dinner was actually ready 2 hours ago, but I didn't want a big belly to film. So, but yeah, so now you know what's up with the garden. So if anybody is going to be seeing me soon and you want some of that, those fresh herbs from the garden, the rosemary, the thyme, the lavender, the sage, hit me up because it's organic, tastes real good, and it came fresh from Atlantic City soil. Okay, talk to you soon. Please be safe out there. The COVID is no joke, and hopefully we will get our vaccine when it's ready. Talk to you soon. Bye.